So this video is speaking directly to all of you insurance agents out there who are thinking about getting into the real estate industry. Adding real estate is going to be one of the best opportunities to increase your revenue and also, I think, to change your life, to take your happiness level from here or wherever it may be up to here. And that's what I want to talk about all through this video as I tell you about my experiences going from the world of insurance agent to real estate agent. Are you ready to dive in with me? Let's go. Hey everybody, it's your host here, David Baker, once again, here to talk to you all about joining eXp Realty. But this video is very special because I'm specifically talking to all of the people out there who are working in the insurance agent industry. This video is obviously near and dear to my heart because I have almost 18 years of experience working as an insurance agent, selling insurance, doing that old customer service that I know you all just love. I've worked on the agent side, worked on the broker side. And what happened after 18 years? Well, in all this time I spent, I have learned so much and I see where I think things are going. And it has led me to a different path. And that's what I want to talk to you about in this video. If you are thinking of getting into real estate or you already are a real estate agent, but you need a place to go or you're looking to switch, well, I want you to reach out to me, okay? I'm your source, your open book, your place to go with questions, all about joining eXp Realty. All you have to do is send me an email, you can send me a text message, you can give me a call on the phone, or you can even schedule a video call with me in the link below. Or of course, if you don't prefer video, no problem, just get on the calendar. Now, before I dive in, I want to make sure that you tap that little subscribe button and of course, click that little bell so you'll be notified every time I put out a new video all about working with eXp Realty, making the move, what I've learned, and hopefully helping you grow your business. Now, we have a lot to talk about in this video. I'm going to divide this video into a few sections right now so that we can talk about the different aspects of the insurance agent world and how that led me into the real estate agent world. First, I just want to reflect on something that was part of the reason I got into the business of being an insurance agent and a broker as well. It's because insurance is about building a book of business, right? You build up your residual book, you build up those clients, and you hopefully, ideally in a perfect world, you could retire off your residuals, right? That's what it is? Or is that what it was? Well, it's going to depend on a few different factors, right? It's going to depend on how long you've been in business, in what era you started. I mean, did you start in insurance before the internet was a big player? I don't know. Maybe you did. Maybe you have a slightly different experience. But if you started in the last 10 years, you may be finding that that concept of residuals and people staying with you forever might not be there so much anymore. Things have changed. Okay, in 2020, there was an acceleration of how people were purchasing things on the internet. For those of you who are independent agents, who have an office, a storefront where you hung your sign on the door and people kept walking in and you were just drumming up so much business, is that still there? I don't know. That is not something I hear about too much anymore. If you build your insurance business by buying leads, how's that going? How much are you spending on the leads versus how much are you making? Are you calculating it? That's important, right? I have heard people who buy a lot of leads tell me that leads have become incredibly hard to work with because by the time you get one of those leads, they can go online and often buy insurance, right? Now, if you work in personal lines insurance, I feel it's an even more sensitive time for you to make a decision about your future, okay? If you work in commercial lines, I think it's a little different, especially if you work in large accounts because those tend to still require an agent or a broker. But small accounts, we are seeing more and more online quoting, online binding. You've got these insurtech companies changing the insurance industry. Now, to be fair, in real estate, you do have real estate technology companies coming in, but the changes seem to be different and much slower. Remember, purchasing a home, purchasing a commercial building, Purchasing any piece of property, whether it's vacant land or a vacant property, whatever it may be, is a much more significant purchase for most people. And it's not the same as just buying car insurance, right? People will switch their car insurance on a whim. And a lot of times they'll do it for a cheaper price. And that's not always how it was, right? It used to be different. Coverage used to be the number one part of the conversation for so many people. There have always been people concerned about the price. Everyone wants to get a great price. They want to get a great balance of price and coverage. But if you're working in the insurance industry as an agent, you're probably seeing this more and more. So let's start with step one here. Let's talk about the similarities between the insurance agency business and the real estate agency business. First of all, you are still going to need to build a book of clients, right? It doesn't mean that you'll necessarily have renewals like you do in insurance. You might have sales to the same customers as they move over time, or their family might continue to work with you. Or just in general, you need clients, right? It's not a secret. You've got to get some clients. It's a little bit different, but the concept is the same. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about the similarities. Next, if you're working on a commission-based job, you're going to start at zero. You still start at zero, right? You still start with no commission. You've got to build up your commissions. Now, obviously, well, I'm gonna wait till we talk about the differences, but here's a little hint. The commissions in real estate are going to be more significant. So building up a livable wage is going to be easier. The other similarity I want to talk about, and I always think about, is that you might have to still split it with your agency. You might have a commission split, so to speak. If you're an insurance agent and you work at an agency, you probably have a split with the owner or the business or something like that. In real estate, sure, you're still going to have a split with the brokerage, right? Until you hit something called the cap. Now, if you're already in real estate, you might be familiar with some of these terms, but I am going to address a few things as we go, just for those of you who are thinking about getting a real estate license, and then, of course, reaching out to me and talking about me being your sponsor and coming on board. The next thing I want to do is, this is really the first thing I want to dive into. I want to talk about my concerns in the insurance agency business. Now, to be fair, I do want to tell you up front, I didn't just get rid of my entire agency. I didn't get rid of the business. I didn't just cast it aside or sell it even yet. And that's because I'm fortunate enough to have someone else be able to run a lot of it so that I can focus more and more heavily focus on real estate. And I really see that even more in my future. But what's really great is these two professions can actually blend together really well, especially as an insurance agent if you have a book of business, right? You already have potential customers, potential clients you can reach out to and now let them know that you are in the real estate business. And that is a huge advantage over someone starting as a scratch agent, meaning a fresh agent with no prior business, with no prior contacts. You have a network already. It's so exciting. Well, what a perk, right? Okay, so let's talk about my concerns in the insurance business. Here they are, not in a particular order. First of all, we just discussed the price. The price is suddenly such a huge deal in insurance. I don't remember the price being such a big factor as it was in the last few years. And that's not because of an economic change, but I think it's because of marketing, right? You have companies on television, on the internet, just bombarding us with advertisements about saving you money, getting the low price. There are a few companies out there that mention things about coverage, and I'm proud of them. I'm glad they do that. But now consumers think more and more and more about the price. They're looking less at the coverage. And I know if you're an insurance agent or broker, you want to get people great coverage. That's what we want to do. We want you to be covered. I want to know that. If I'm buying insurance or if I'm selling insurance or you're out there selling insurance, you want to bring people excellent coverage. But the topic of price seems to come up more and more. And I'll tell you, just 5 or 7 years ago, I didn't even think that was such a big deal, but I hear about it a lot. I hear about it from people in the industry who talk to me. I talk to a lot of people about their concerns. It comes up a lot. Oh, someone's reshopping something. We have to keep getting reshopped. We have competition. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. Okay. The next thing that concerns me about insurance is the internet. Have you heard of it? It's like this new thing where computers talk to each other through the web. It's funny because do you ever feel like the companies that you work with haven't heard of the internet? Well, what is the internet doing? In personal lines and small commercial particularly, meaning those smaller commercial accounts that don't require a lot of underwriting, I see so many options for instant quotes. And not just instant quotes, instant binding, meaning people can purchase the insurance online. See, there are some sites and some carriers where they don't have that opportunity, right? They will maybe give you a quote, but you have to call to speak to a representative, which is actually, hopefully looking out for the consumer, just like you want to do. But the thing is, and again, I'm telling you, just a few years ago, I didn't think it was such a big deal until I kept hearing people talk about this. Insurance agents are often stuck waiting for quotes. I mean, it's like you're looking at your watch. Hey, where's my quote? Can you think of all those times you've had to email someone? What's up with my quote? Where's my quote? Why don't we have the technology to get really fast quotes? Why do the web pages that we use to get quotes keep crashing? It's interesting. But that's not even the point. The point is that it could be hurting your business. I have seen so many insurtech companies, meaning insurance technology companies, coming out with really cool platforms, easy to use, and they're direct to consumer. Direct to consumer. Not consumer to agent to company. Direct to consumer. It's going to get more competitive, isn't it? It's not going to get easier. They're going to come out with more companies. And that's just the reality. Can you fight it? No, I don't think so. If you think you can, please send me a message, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what you're doing. Maybe you're developing your own software, and that's great, but that's not for everybody. And maybe you're great with technology. Maybe you're building APIs and connections and comparative raters and all these things. But I don't think that's for the majority of agents. The next thing that concerns me, I wasn't ranking these in any particular order, but I think this might be a number one concern for a lot of agents. And that is that service is crushing us. Okay? If there is a weight on insurance agents' shoulders, particularly property and casualty or P&C agents, it's customer service. It's client service. It feels like it's 24/7 demands and requests. And I mean, it's understandable that people need service, right? But you have to provide a lot of it. Now, I know some of you use service centers, again, for a reduced commission, most likely. But not everyone does, and it's not always an option. There are a lot of unique situations where you can't do that, whether it's changing someone's address, updating their billing, whether it's making certificates of insurance, constant endorsements that require delays and questions. It's a lot. It weighs on you. And when I talk to people, they essentially tell me they're never done. They're never done with the service. They have so much to do. They're all so busy. I see these internet memes about the stress, and well, I can't. Some of them are not something I'll discuss on this video, but some of them are pretty funny. If you have a chance, you might want to look up some of those. The next thing that gets me in insurance is lack of training. Now, this is a two-part issue, right? Lack of training for current agents as new products evolve and as the economy and the markets evolve and insurance changes, but also lack of training for new agents. So when you bring on a new agent or a producer, if that's what you prefer to call them, do you want to have to do 100% of the training? I mean, how many hours are there in a day? I'll bet a lot of you work significantly more than 8 hours. In fact, since 2020, a lot of people are telling me they work way more than 8 hours a day. This is not a 9-to-5 thing. Being an insurance agent feels like it could be a 9-to-9 job. I have a few friends and acquaintances that I hear talk about this all the time. I mean, I feel it. A lot of people feel it. It's not a secret. So there's no real new training for your agents unless you're willing to pay for it. And a lot of these classes and courses and programs are thousands of dollars. I mean, it's not easy for the average insurance agency, especially small agencies, which probably make up a lot of the agencies, if not a majority of the agencies in America, to afford that. I mean, if you spend $4,000 or $5,000 on training, how much time will it take for you to make that back or to break even? Now, hold on. I know it can be considered an investment, not an expense, but there is a reality of just spending the money. Okay, we've talked about some of the negative things. Now that we know the problems and the things that concern me, I want to talk to you about what does real estate offer that is going to fix these problems or just change them to not really be such big issues? What makes them different in the real estate industry? Because a lot of this is similar. The concepts of the processes might be similar. What I mean is the channel of distribution, the way things are done. It's still a commission-based sales job, isn't it? It's similar. But let me tell you why I was so excited to get into real estate, and then why that led me to eXp Realty. And that's why I'm making this video, because if you're working in insurance and you have a real estate license, and I know quite a few of you do already have a real estate license, or if you're thinking about adding real estate, then that's why I'm making this video. So as someone who's been in the insurance industry for 18 years, almost 18 years, I know it's hard to tell from these images that I've been in the business that long. The wrinkles are limited, but that's why I'm making these videos. So I can tell you about my experiences, and then why when you come on board and you have me as your sponsor, because I've already worked in the industry, I understand some of the situations that you're in, what you're feeling, and things like that. Okay, so how does the real estate industry take some of the problems from the insurance industry and make them feel like less of a problem or even better? Okay, the first thing I want to touch on is significantly higher commissions. Now, I'm not talking about percentage terms. I'm talking about the value of the product that you're selling. See, I used to say something to my wife and to my friends. I used to say, gosh, I wish I could take my skills from insurance, my love of knowledge, my love of learning about things, understanding processes, just my passion for sales and my passion for helping people, but sell a product that actually paid something more significant so I could actually generate some good revenue based on the work I'm putting in. Well, as you may know, on average, you'll see on a residential property, you'll see commissions in real estate somewhere between 5 and 6%, right? And then you'll split that, so you might get 2.5 to 3% in many cases, and then you might have to split a portion of that with the real estate brokerage. Well, here's the thing. Whether you sell a home that's $250,000 or you sell a home that's $2.5 million, or hey, hopefully you sell a property that's $25 million one day, that's automatically a significant amount more on the commission scale. Think about it. If you sell a $200,000 home, well, let's say you were to make 3% of that, right? That would be $6,000. And even after a split and some costs, you might be making $2,400 or around there. But how many $250,000 homes do we even see anymore? Let's use another number, more middle of the road these days, which appears to be, and this isn't a statistic, I'm just using an example for you, probably around $500,000 in a lot of places. I mean, I actually just look around the internet sometimes to see the average cost of different homes. And I'm not quoting any specific statistic, but I see a lot of homes between $400,000 and $600,000. So we'll just go in the middle. So if you earn 2%, right? Now that's lower than I said for the average. If you get to keep 2% after your splits and everything else, think about that. 2% of $500,000 is $10,000. How many $10,000 commissions have you made in insurance? I know there are a few of you out there who are going to say something like, well, I don't do anything for less than $10,000. That's not common, right? Most retail insurance agents are smaller. You're not focused on those products. There are some of you out there, and congratulations. I'm happy for you, but that's not the average. I recently went to lunch with an agent who'd been in the business for, I think he said 50 years or more. And the gentleman, he was about to retire again because he retired the first time and he got bored. He wanted to get back in insurance. And I understand he'd been in it for 50 years. I think he's been in it for more than 50 years. And he said to me, oh, Dave, I remember when commissions were 25%. I just rolled my head back and was shocked because I was thinking to myself, I've seen companies giving commissions of 7.5% or 8%. Well, you do realize that you have to like pay your bills and maybe pay some people who work for you and things like that. I mean, I see a lot of commissions at 10% now, but those percentages are on products that are very low priced, right? Let's say you sell a business owner's policy for $500 and you make 10%. Wow, you made $50. You want to put down a deposit on a Ferrari with that? Or what are you thinking? Or like, can you buy food? I don't know. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. And I always try to be positive about insurance because I do love that industry as well. I mean, I've spent a lot of time in it. I have a lot of great friends. I've made great relationships. But at the same time, as I get older, I realize a little more. There's this thing that I'm always thinking about these days called my work to reward ratio. How many hours of work do I have to put in each day versus how much am I rewarded or compensated financially, right? So it's very different. And real estate agents work hard too, okay? But the reward for a sale or a purchase, whatever side you're on, can be significantly more. And that is something to keep in mind. Okay, the next thing is, let's go from the negative thing I mentioned where you're bogged down by service, right? Well, the positive side is that I don't feel it's the same at all in real estate. Because when you sell a policy in insurance, you're often responsible for service for the life of the policy. When you sell a home in real estate, it's totally different. There is paperwork, there is back office stuff to do, but you generally get support, especially working with eXp Realty, right? That's one of the reasons I went on board with that. And that's why I'm trying to talk to people about it. And I want you to come on board with me. I want you to be in my network, especially if you're an insurance agent. Obviously, we have the love for each other, but the support that I got and that I see, if I need something, is amazing. There are people there to support me. There are people who handle different processes that need to be done. It's amazing. And the thing is, I want to focus on sales, right? Are you an insurance agent or are you a customer service representative? If you're an insurance agent, you want to focus on sales, but the service is taking away from your ability to focus on sales. I can't tell you how many people tell me things like, I made nothing today. All I did was service today. I hear it all the time. It's not uncommon. And if you have no service, well, congratulations. You must work in the life insurance industry or something different, because a lot of the people I talk to in the property and casualty insurance industry feel bogged down by service to the point that they can't even function. And to hire someone is so expensive. So let's talk about the next thing. Another kind of problem that was solved for me. Well, I didn't want to have to hire a team of client service or customer service support representatives to deal with so much paperwork and so many different things. And I like the fact that eXp gives me a lot of people who can assist me, right? There are brokers on call on the weekend. There are brokers on call at night. Now remember, if you're a real estate agent, you might have questions for the broker. It's a little bit different. So I'm using the word agent broker a little bit differently than we would use it in the insurance industry. But they have people in something called the eXp World, which is this virtual campus where you can visit all the departments you need, whether it's human resources, there's financial questions, there's paperwork people to help you. It's incredible. It's cloud-based and it's forward-thinking and it's easy to use. And then they also have a great community online in something called The Workplace, which is like a social network for the agents. And when I post a question, responses come so fast because everyone wants to help each other. I don't feel it's so competitive. I feel like at eXp Realty, I have a team feeling. Sometimes I just like to read The Workplace just for fun, just to have a feeling of community, and I love to see everyone helping each other. It's great. The next thing is I wanted training for new people. This is a big deal. Okay, when you bring on new people in insurance, you might have to train them, and you might have to train them on so many carriers, so many products, and so many systems. Oh, it's exhausting, right? Think about how many web pages you have to log into just to get a quote. Sometimes you log into a company's web page and then you'll click something and it'll open like 5 more windows because they use 10 systems. You have to teach someone all that stuff. Or worse yet, you might have to teach someone about insurance, right? Well, at eXp Realty, they have 40 to 50 hours of live classes a week. Now they're digital, so you watch them, right? Like you don't have to travel. It's in the virtual campus. It's so awesome. It's amazing, right? I'm so excited about this because I'm quite focused on bringing on new people, right? Having people join my network, having you join eXp Realty with me, David Baker, as your sponsor, so that I can get you access to all these things and then bring you the things from my network that we bring as well. But I'm going to talk about that more in another video. But the training, if you bring on someone new, is available to your new people, so you can again focus on sales. You probably want to focus on sales. Now, I know some of you want to focus on going to lunch with your clients and stuff, and that's cool too. That might be from a different generation, actually. I don't see that so much anymore. I used to do that. It was fun. It was a nice treat. But here's the thing. Today, you probably want to focus on sales, right? You want to grow your business. You want to cross-sell and do things like that. Well, here's the deal. At EXP, you can spend more time focusing on sales because you're not focused on training new people. You're not constantly in a support situation. Of course, there's going to be some customer service, but it's nothing like what you're experiencing in insurance. And additionally, you have the next thing I want to talk about, which is technology. Okay. If you work in the property and casualty insurance industry and you hear the word technology, you might have just rolled your eyes, right? It is quite well known that the insurance industry is a late adopter of technology. It's pretty well known, right? I often feel like we're living in the Stone Ages, still trying to type on unfillable PDF documents and things like that. The software is not modern. It's not like shopping online for you. It might be shopping online for those companies that provide technology to the consumers, but not to you. Well, eXp Realty gives you a ton of technology. Almost all the technology I need from them is actually included, right? It's not even something you have to pay for. There are, of course, some pieces of tech you can pay for, different marketing, ads, all kinds of stuff. They give you a well-known CRM system called KV Core. The value of that alone is insane. Just getting that for coming on board and working with eXp Realty as your broker, that was one thing that led me over there. It's like, wow, look at all this tech they give me. They make it easy. Digital signature systems, right? E-signing. You've got this CRM system, which is, it's super useful. It's got so many features in it. Now, if you work in insurance, you might have to pay a lot of money for your client management system or your agency management system, your AMS. It's a lot. It's painful. You hear my voice change a little when I talk about it because it's a little bit upsetting. I think about this one time I was at a carrier event and I was sitting across the table from probably a big agency. They had some good revenue, but they were telling me they spent thousands and thousands of dollars a month on their agency management system. And that didn't include their client relationship manager, right? Their CRM. They had two systems. And to think, I just get to use KV Core for nothing when I joined EXP. Wow, isn't that nice? Because that's valued at something like, and of course the price can change, but right now it's somewhere between like $5,000 and $6,000 a year. They just give it to you. Gosh, it's like they want to support me and help me do more sales. What a great idea. Now the last thing I want to talk about is, well, this is a big one for me. This is because I have a passion for recruiting people. And when, working on the wholesale side of insurance, I love bringing on new agents or bringing on agents that I can help them grow their business, help them quote stuff. Well, at eXp Realty, you can bring on agents that would be in your downline, right? They come under you. Like when you joined with me as your sponsor, you're in my network, but I'm also your upline. And the people who are in my upline are awesome additions, by the way, to your network of people who can help you. It's good to be in a circle of people who are top producers, top recruiters, top coaches. It's key. But here's the thing. They have a revenue sharing option where you can bring people in, you get revenue or you earn money when they sell a property. But here's the best part, okay? You don't have to, it doesn't affect them. It doesn't come out of their commission. It comes out of EXP's commission. Because the CEO who built this company had this vision for doing it this way. And it's great. You earn money, they earn their money that they expected to earn. It doesn't affect them. Isn't that incredible? It's not a commission split. You're just earning revenue for bringing people in. And when you join, you'll be able to bring in people as well. And don't worry, if you want to focus on that, well, I'll be excited to help with that. And so will my network. That's why we have our webinars, our conference calls. We have the things that our people all give people who are in our network. So that's why when I talk about joining, I want you to come in with me as your sponsor because I want to share all of those perks and benefits with you. So we've talked about one industry and the other industry. So the takeaway from this is all of the problems were solved in another industry. And that's what led me to eXp Realty. That's why I went that way. That's why I went. Look, here's the deal, okay? You can choose from tons of real estate brokerages. There are so many out there. I was solicited by my friends. I was solicited by random people. They all tried to pitch me on different things, but only one brokerage brought me what I was looking for based on my experience dealing with the insurance industry. So here's the thing. If you are an insurance agent right now and you have a real estate license and you're not using it, we need to talk, because there's so much opportunity you could be missing. Seriously, you could be missing just an incredible amount of opportunity. If you don't have a real estate license and you have a book of business, right? You have some homeowners clients, auto clients, commercial clients, people who buy buildings, right? Buy property. If you basically have clients and you want to talk about getting your real estate license, reach out to me. I want to talk to you about some of the potential, and there's a lot of it. Now, if you have a real estate license and you're already actively doing both real estate and insurance, let's talk about how we can grow your revenue stream, right? There's a lot of different things, from marketing to the revenue sharing to the stock options. There are quite a few things that could really help you continue selling real estate and insurance, or just real estate if you want, and then also grow your revenue, right? Take you to the next level. And while I know that everyone out there just wants to help people, it's okay if you're rewarded financially for it too. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'm really passionate in talking during this video because this is something like really near and dear to me, right? It's a huge part of my life, and I want to see everyone out there in the insurance industry get the great benefits of working in the real estate industry as well. So reach out to me, okay? Send me an email, send me a text message, click the link in the description, and you can schedule a call with me. We can do a video call. We could do just a regular phone call. You know, just get in touch with me however you want. I don't care if you put it on the Pony Express and send a letter through the desert. Whatever it's going to take, get in touch with me, okay? Because I'm really excited to help people in the industry expand, grow, be successful. I want everyone to be successful. I have a passion for that. I love helping people, and I love it if we can all do something that we enjoy and get rewarded for. Okay, before you head off, don't forget to tap that little like button, click that little subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.